actually starting over from where I began. So cool. This is the list of all of the events that we're approved to go to. I need to start actioning on all of the tasks related to marketing programs. So I'm going to show an example of DevOps Days Portland since I haven't created the epic yet. So from here, I have all the details I need from Emily Lears. I have that we will need a follow-up email. We won't need a landing page, but we will invite people to this event, and we might have a speaking session. So I jump into the epic section, and this is where I find that I'm spending a lot of time.
Okay.
I will create a new epic, call it DevOps Days Portland. Let's see, that's taking place September 10th to 12th. Create the epic. And then I need to drop in all of the details. So there's no epic templates, which is another request if we're not able to do cloning. But I have a little sticky note on my computer that has the code I need to put into this epic section, description section. And it's mainly to make sure that we're able to link back on everything and that anybody who's looking at the epic can find what they need, and so that the field marketers can work off of it. But I'll take the issue, copy the issue link, put it in here, and then the event details I pull from what they've put into the issue. And let me know if you want me to slow down or if you have any questions.
Nope, you're good. Keep going.
Okay, so it's a field event, DevOps Days Portland. I got all the dates. She gave me some yes/no answers. So I will choose the milestone as the 10th to the 12th. And then I'm going to add the labels later as like a bulk step that I do because otherwise it takes me too long. But she said we won't need a landing page, so I can remove this. I will need an invitation. We will have a follow-up email, and we will need to create the Salesforce campaign and the Marketo program. So I save changes. And now I have to go and create all of these issues so that we can have separate due dates and separate DRIs for each. So then I've just been trying to make as many efficiencies in this as possible, but it still takes a long time. New issue. I have a template for facilitating the tracking, so all of the events, like the Salesforce campaign, the Marketo program, requesting the finance tag from the finance team. So I'll say facilitate tracking, DevOps Days Portland. Another request is like, I don't know why issues can't have titles already included in the template part, but I have to type in for each issue I create. And then I'll do a couple other things, but for the sake of time, I won't do it here. Actually, we might have a speaking session. And this is all related to webcasts. And I'll assign it to me. I'm just going to say I need to have it done by the end of the week whenever we go to move to work in progress. And I'll submit the issue. I also need to do that for, in this case, the follow-up email. Add the epic link so that everything links back a little bit easier. And then create the due dates, which I have tracked in a separate Google Doc because we don't really do, like, we can't do Gantt charts as much. So I work off of a Google sheet with a bunch of formulas in it. But Emily Lears needs to give me the copy, so she'll be here. And I'll need the due date. Where's the events? Don't be overwhelmed by this. So this is how I more easily see the due dates for everything I'm doing. I basically created formulas so that I wouldn't, like, with due dates based on business days, so I don't have to like look at a calendar and look backwards to when it would need to be due.
Sure.
It's loading really slow. DevOps Days Portland. Okay, so that one. No, Okay. This is loading so slow. Sorry. Anywho, I'm going to just put in a makeup date and I'll fix this later. But I'll say it's due, I don't know, June 19th. Submit this issue. Copy all of the issue links and put them back into the Epic as related issues.
Okay. Yep.
And then that way everything's linking appropriately and the main issue. And then we have an invitation. I'm just going to create these 3 for now. But I'll say, okay, I've done that one. I've done that one. And then marketing ops, I'll ping JJ to say, remember to create the list clean issue in her project and link it back to this issue. So
Gotcha.
I've got like a piece. This is a more simple event because we don't have a landing page, but sometimes we will have multiple landing pages for a corporate event. It can take a lot of time to just create all the issues, create all the Epic, drop in all the copy everywhere. And right now, I'm going to have to do this, today for probably 11 events. And we also have Agnes and Jenny doing the, Agnes is taking on EMEA APAC and Jenny's moving into doing East. But just if we're able to save time on the administrative part, we could probably be more focused on the execution piece.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Are all of these already documented? So, some of these are, I think, relatively easy improvements. One of the things that you kind of mentioned, or at least that I kind of gleaned through your workflow here, was it'd be nice to not just copy or clone an Epic, but an entire Epic and issue tree, and kind of call that like a project. Maybe it's like even at the project level that you could potentially clone a project and it would include a template of related epics and issues, because it sounds like what you're doing is every epic has basically the same related issues to it. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I've documented in that first section of the Google Doc, is basically that step-by-step process. I'm training up a new marketing programs manager, so I needed to document everything a little bit clearer anyway. And then these were like kind of requests, if we can't get to like that bigger ideal state, then if we could have templates for epics, that could save a little bit of time. Having issue titles related to their templates. And I don't know, did you have any other questions about the process in general first?
Just a question, if you scroll up just a tiny bit. The epic template, you mentioned if we can't clone epics, the next best thing would be to save a fraction of time by doing a template. When you clone an epic, what is your expectation of the newly created epic?
So when I say cloning epics, I guess I mean both cloning the epic and the related issues, which is what you were just describing.
Gotcha.
But also epic templates would be essentially function the same way as epic, or creating an issue template. Right now, I think it's a little wonky and maybe there's a way that I don't know about, but this is all I know, is that to create an epic, you have to create a new epic over here from the epic list, and then you can edit the epic. But in the way that you can create a new issue right here, it seems odd that you can't create an epic with a template. So including the description and the tagging that you have in an issue cloning situation or issue.
So there is one piece of functionality that's maybe not super explicit that might be able to help you in the meantime, which is the information you desire to put into an epic template, you could put that into an issue template and just create an issue and then quickly promote it to an epic. Did you know that we have promote functionality?
Yeah, when we were starting to use epics in December, we had the field marketing managers try to promote issues to epics, and we found that I think that labels were breaking and there were some other things that were falling off as they did that. So they kept their own process of creating issues. So that maybe if those problems were fixed, maybe we'd be able to use that in the same manner. where once it moves to WIP, you promote it. I'm not sure if there's an issue already in for what was breaking, but I think I can find the issue where the first epic we tried to promote that was broken.
Okay, that would be helpful. Let me ask you a question. You're creating a new epic though. Are you creating a new epic for a specific reason, or like, are you always going to create a new epic in your workflow?
Yes, and it's because of the broken piece of the promotion. Because originally our plan was once an issue's WIP, promote it to epic. That wasn't working, and field marketing was moving so fast they needed to just stay with the same process they already had. So my adjustment to still be able to use epics was to like take on creating the epics and creating the issues.
Is that the real solution then? Is like making that issue list that you have where all of these issues are tagged as like they move into WIP? Like if I was able to give you like an easy button and make everything work seamlessly for promotion of that issue to an epic, does that help you?
Possibly. I would need to pull in field marketing like Leslie or Emily Lears and Emily Kyle to see what problems that might create, because they work off of this. And I don't know if this is just legacy process, like they didn't want to change process, so they just kept on doing the issues. But I foresee that as a possible solution. And then they have all the information I need here. I would just edit the description. It is though, as an epic, if you take all of the, because their issues are much more involved. They have all this other information: finance, post-event, pre-event, outreach, all of this.
It's got extra stuff you don't necessarily need.
Yeah, and it might make the epic look a little bit confusing, since right now, if anybody in the organization wants to see the event we're going to, they can look right here, and then they can click to the main issue for more details. And if you have that long of an epic description, then you can't see the related issues as easily because it falls down the page. But that potentially is a solution for the.
How about for your own workflow though? So like let's assume I'm not going to make any changes to your workflow, and you're going to see an issue that gets a WIP label and you're assigned to it, and you're going to go make your own epic and your own issues and do all the things that you're currently doing today. Could you start with an issue, like a brand new issue with an issue template that is what the information you need in the epic, and then as soon as you make that issue, like promote it immediately?
Like if I created an issue with this information and then promoted it, I would still need to manually create these separate issues with the templates. And the main reason,
correct.
So that's like, I think this
part
is
yes, that's correct.
A lot of time. And because the issues all have different DRIs and due dates, I have to create them separately. And to show you how it now visually appears, like the way I work out of, and it's documented at the bottom, is like a calendar of views. I can't see, like, if I could just look at this week, what's due what day, I can easily prioritize what I need to work on. But because I can't see a calendar of my upcoming issues, I work out of these issue views in my calendar, where on Mondays I focus on managing all the epics. So what I already described for you, like creating the epics, creating the supported issues, but then comes the actual execution piece. So on Tuesday, I'm looking at what are all of the follow-up emails that need to take place by due date in ascending order. So the next email up, I need to have DevOps Days Boise, Toronto, and Chicago done as of this week. Right now, I'm waiting on copy, so I'm kind of like struggling with that. And then I can look forward and say, okay, this copy is due May 31st, which is tomorrow. So I'll go in, and if I haven't gotten the copy from the field marketing manager, I'll ping them in the issue comments and just say, just a reminder, I need this by tomorrow. Just reminding, like, and I'll do that to make sure we're on track to have the emails go out in a timely manner. But right now I have all of these coming up that I need to keep organized with. And so kind of bringing those like similar tasks into certain blocks of time is what makes me not have to shift gears from like creating epics to working in Marketo and creating issues or creating emails, going back to Salesforce, creating campaigns, just trying to manage work.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
We're at time, so this has been really helpful. I would love if you could upload this to GitLab Unfiltered. That would be really helpful. I'd love to share it with the broader plan team.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you. Like a calendar view of things would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, and there's an issue for that. That's pretty. We had a lot of back and forth with external people as well, but it's linked, I think, at the top. So I'll put some of this into issues, and I'll upload to Unfiltered so you can reference.
Yeah, thanks so much, Jackie. It was great to meet you, and appreciate you thinking through this and setting the time up to discuss.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for your time too.
See you later. Bye.
Have a good day.